Going, are you sure?
No.
Your event is starting.
Are we good?
We are good.
Finally here. I said 5-0 minutes late, but it turns out I meant maybe 20. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this, which is the... Oh, God, what episode number are we on?
30... No, I was going to say we're on 30... No, we're on 40-something now, aren't we?
Hold up. I didn't prepare. 43. Episode 43.
No, stop! Are we still streaming? Oh, shit.
What? Are we streaming?
Yes, we are.
Okay, what happened?
I accidentally navigated away from the control room page, and I got really scared that it was going to stop streaming. So
apparently we're fine. Yeah, so episode 43 of OKKO Anime Club. Oh.
I thought I was going to say 34, so obviously I just got my digits the wrong way around.
You got them.
Then I got them the wrong way around, and in the process shaved off 10 episodes, which is like 5 months worth of OKKO.
Yeah, pretty much. Hello, everybody in chat.
Where is the chat?
How's it today? I don't know how many people are going to turn up for this one, because we sort of forgot to announce it in advance when we were going to start stream this episode, because this one got delayed.
I didn't know until like yesterday. So
I was like, are we doing OKKO today? I should message Cam and ask if we're going to do OKKO today. So we are doing OKKO today.
An ad hoc thing. Should we address the elephant in the room first and foremost?
There's something missing on this layout. There's like a bar just below here that's got fuck all in it. So we need to chat.
Guys, we need to talk.
Gotta talk.
It's not you, it's us.
So this isn't a cancellation, just to put that out there. We aren't gonna stop doing OKKO, but we are gonna stop for a bit at least.
We're going on hiatus. So
we're going on hiatus. We don't know when we're coming back because we haven't really talked about it, because there's a couple of things that have happened. I think first and foremost, the thing that's thrown us the most in this season of OKKO is that Alan has gone, which, even though me and Cam are really, really good friends, it sort of messed with the group dynamic a little bit more than we anticipated. Rude.
I think it's one of those things, isn't it? It's just not... We've carried on, and I feel like we've had some really good episodes, regardless. But the main thing is just that we're having a three-person dynamic makes it a lot easier. For example, if you and Alan really enjoyed a show, but I wasn't really that into it, you two can still have meaningful discussions, and I can just kind of sit back and pitch in. When you've just got two people, that becomes a lot more difficult, because if one of you isn't into it, then blah.
Then it's just like having a discussion with a brick wall. It's really, really
Alan's
difficult.
fine. He's absolutely fine. He's just doing his thing at the moment. But what were we? Oh, I've chains of thought. Normally we've had hiatuses in the past. We've had what 2?
No, this is our second one.
Yeah, we've had. We usually have a short break around Christmas time, and then tail end of last year we had quite a long one of about 3 months.
It was from the end of September, I think, until
January. It was January.
Was it? Okay.
It's the end of January. But the difference is with that one, we still had a plan to come back and do Space Brothers, and even though that never happened. So we are coming back, we just don't know when.
It's just, we're not feeling it right now. That's the main issue, and I also have a bit of a health problem going on with my vocal cords, so it would benefit me to take a break from stuff when it's not working as well as we would like it to, and it would do me a great service to rest my vocal cords for an hour on a Saturday.
As for me, my day job has gone absolutely bonkers. We've just opened a new kind of wing of the company that I work for, we've kind of started moving in a different direction. And as a result, I have been inundated with work because we have an entire. I'm going to try and be as vague as possible. We have a client bank, and normally what happens is clients come in, I do some work, and they go in the client bank, and I don't see them again because we have a review team that deal with them every year. However, because of this new thing that's happening, we have to go back and basically I have to do more reports for every client. So like every client that's suitable for this new thing that we've got, I have to do a report for them, or our team has to do a report for them. So I am suddenly massively inundated with work, which about a month ago I was doing nothing, which is kind of, I think, why I ended up in a situation where I could go to the gym, I could make videos every day, because I was doing nothing at work. But obviously I have to prioritise, and I need to start taking exams as well and get qualifications so I can move up in my job. So that's why because like people who follow me will notice that I've taken a big step back from the internet, not just YouTube, but the internet as a whole. I've been barely around on Twitter, and it's just mainly for that reason. I've been focusing on other things and kind of playing games and stuff to wind down. I still live stream, so if anyone like follows me on Twitch, I do still live stream fairly regularly because that's easy. But like I'm not putting masses of effort into it like I used to. It's just something that I do.
Yeah.
Megan has no idea what's happening. What else is new? Hey!
So to catch up on those of you who are, just coming in right now, we're going on hiatus after this one. So it means a lot to us that you've ditched Giga to come here. I don't mean that. Like, if you want to go to Giga stream, that's fine.
This is probably, I imagine, because we've been putting this off as well. So, what was I going to say? This is probably going to be a very laid back stream. I don't know how you feel, Ebby, but this is, I don't.
Laid back. Probably not going to talk like. I know this seems weird, but we're not going to talk too much about Haikyuu Season 2 because we already did a video on Haikyuu Season 1, and there's not tons to add to that one in terms of like, oh, did you like the presentation of this one? Oh,
yeah. There are we have things that we want to say, but it's Season 2 in it, so
Yeah. So we will talk about it. But if anyone's got any questions as to anything, feel free to ask. And maybe we'll talk about Haikyuu now, and then we'll just have a chat at the end.
I am just going to waggle my tablet pen at the camera and say, Kinross, I'm not missing a scroll, right? These are Emily's. Then there's a gap, and then these are mine. So
can I make you a little sign that's just written on a bit of paper saying this gap is intentional that you can just blue tack in the middle?
I should draw a line in there. That space is reserved for when they release a scroll of Kiwami Gokotai, which is our son. So.
I mean, he's pretty fucking great. Hey, Eric. Right, who else
Eric.
I've said hello to? I haven't said hello to anyone. So, hi, Kinross. Hi, Skill. Hi, Eloise, I'm going to say. Hi, OKKO Anime Club.
Me. That's me, that is.
Ina. And Bex was here before.
Eloise.
And Nebmia was here before, but Nebmia has not finished the show, so...
Matt was around.
Matt was here as well, yeah. So hello, everyone.
Good to see you, Matt. The OKKO loyal.
The OKKO loyal. So yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we talk?
Let's talk about Haikyuu. Let's get this done.
Right, since I'm hosting, I get to pick who I pick on for initial thoughts. I'm gonna pick Cam.
Shocker. What's going on? Right. So, Haikyuu Season 2. Now, again, kind of, this links into everything that I've been saying about how my life has been a bit wacky over the past couple of months. I feel like with Haikyuu, and kind of with any, very hypey show, you need to be in the right mindset to be able to get 100% enjoyment out of it. You have to kind of... In fact, it's something that Beck said earlier, which is the hype... I'm paraphrasing what Beck said, but the hype is so important to like the enjoyment of this show. If you can't engage with that, then there's no point. So I've been very up and down with season 2 of Haikyuu, because it's kind of, there have been moments where I've just not wanted to watch it. And that's not Haikyuu's fault. That's my fault. Because I just wanted to sleep and or other stuff. And
played Fire Emblem.
Played Dark Souls 3. Kind of organise my thoughts. So yeah, kind of up until the point where they go to...
Sorry.
That would help. Up until the point where they kind of go to the like volleyball camp where they do the intense training regime.
Yeah.
I just wasn't feeling it. And then randomly I sparked in at the episode where they kind of develop the new tactics. So like they learn about tempos, and they start working on the new quick, where bloody Hinata actually opens his eyes and stuff like that. And suddenly I was like, oh, this is really interesting. And then I kind of fell off the wagon again, and there would just be random episodes where I'd click back in and go, oh! And then kind of, it wasn't until the very last match. Well, no, that's not true. I got a bit more engaged when they played Dateko. Let's go, Dateko. Only because of their new setter, because he's hilarious. And forgive me, I don't know anyone's names. I've forgotten everybody's names. Okay, you'd frozen for a second, but you're back now.
Yeah, you keep freezing for me, and I don't know why. It's probably my internet.
Yeah.
In Virgin Media.
So I kind of clicked back in then, and then that's when I kind of went, right, I'm engaged with this show now. So it took me a long time to get engaged, and then kind of up until the very end, I was like, yes, this is what I was looking for. And but again, that was partially because my attention was diverted. I wasn't feeling it, and that's coming around again to my overall point. When it comes to hypey sports shows, you can't force yourself to watch sports anime. You have to be into it.
Yeah. I was sort of the opposite. I really enjoyed the training stuff for some reason. I don't know why. Really enjoyed the first half with the big power school training camp thing. I thought that was really fun.
I did really enjoy it.
It went on way too long.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was like the first half of the season was just this one thing, and I was like, is this going to end, or is this going to be like a training season? Because I don't know that I want a full season of that. But when it got to the actual matches, I thought they were okay until the last match, where I was actually really bored. The reason, though, is I sort of had guessed the outcome based on it having a season 3 with posters that exist with key visuals that, you know, if you... Is
that Chris in the chat?
Where?
I'm pretty sure that's Chris in the chat. Sports!
Is that Chris?
I'm pretty sure that's Chris.
Oh, I thought I'd said something wrong because she started pulling her face and I was like, what did I say?
It's like, I find it very peculiar.
Yeah, season 3 has key visuals which sort of give away the ending of season 2, and also Crunchyroll did that thing where they spoiled the previous episode in the description of the next. So if I hadn't figured it out, I would have been, you know, I would have figured it out from the fact that it says, when they defeat their bitter rivals, Karasuno, and I'm like...
Oh my god, it is Chris. I called it.
Hi, Chris. I'll see you in like a month.
Whoa, Amicon hype.
Amicon. But yeah, the last match for me was just really boring because I was like, yeah, I get it, they're gonna win. I know they're gonna win because there's these things and there's only 4 episodes left.
Because plot armor.
And also, it would be really shit if they went through the whole season doing all that training and lost again.
And it's lost again to the same to the same team as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm really on the fence with this one because everyone was like, oh my god, when are you going to do Haikyuu Season 2? Because this is the best thing that has ever happened in existence. And I'm like, man, Season 2 must be really fucking good. I thought it was okay.
It's not though, is it? The problem that I have with season 2, and because I spent the entire last episode feeling incredibly salty, because this isn't Haikyuu season 2. This is Haikyuu season 2, part 1.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't end. Like, the last episode is not the end of it's not. It's just like we just have to wait for season 3 now to get like the climax of this arc. And it kind of spends all this time building up to it, and then it just goes, See, I genuinely thought that in the final episode, I was like, there's no way they're gonna fit the match with Shiratorizawa into one episode. That's impossible. Yeah. So my thought was they go into the match and Shiratorizawa just destroy them
just immediately
in one episode, just absolutely annihilate them.
The thing that bugged me. Oh, I've forgotten what I was going to say. I think it was that the last episode was just such a non-event. Like, they were like, oh, let's do a roundup of everything that's happened this season. Oh man, we got to go to some schools and do some training, and now we're like... And they're still in the same fucking tournament that they were in at the start of the season. I'm like...
They hit some balls. That was the most exciting thing that happened that episode.
I did go and watch, actually. This is a fun story. I did go and watch.
Season 3 is just going to be that match. The whole season is just that one match.
I did go and watch a real IRL volleyball match on YouTube. Because I was like, I don't think people can do this shit, you know. They can, it turns out. It's just, it looks way more impressive in Haikyuu, where it's all in slow motion. It feels like you're watching sort of like an episode of Haikyuu in, like... quadruple time. I don't know, it just feels really fast. And all of the comments were like, I'm here because I watched Haikyuu on like Italy versus US London 2012 Olympic volleyball match. I was like, yeah, 90% of the comments that I saw were about Haikyuu. So
Bex has made a comment that makes a lot of sense, which is saying like the main antagonists of this kind of story is all about kind of defeating like OKKO. But that's still like it still leaves you with there's this other bit that's still got to happen.
Yeah.
Because they've inserted it into the frame of it's like if that would make more sense if it was the final of the tournament as well. But because they've had to build up Shiratorizawa as well, it kind of still leaves this weird feeling of well, yeah, but there's more.
Yeah, I agree. Yes, Basquash does count as sports anime.
Of course it does.
It's about mechs that play basketball. Oh, man. I'm just trying to think what I can say about this series, because I don't feel like there's a ton.
The new manager is really, really cute.
Oh, God, I love her.
She's amazing. I love it when... I think it's the final match. She's just sitting there in the wings, and she's got this book of like volleyball jargon, and she's just blurting out random things.
I like the bit where they won, and she snuggles into like the sister's bosom. Yeah. That was funny.
Ryu's sister is. Yes, please.
I really love the characters in this show. I will say that, especially, well, probably exclusively. The characters of this one team, because I really, really like Karasuno as a team. I think they have really good like chemistry. I think the characters are really well written and stuff. Everyone goes on about how Oikawa is great, and as an antagonist, I would say he's pretty interesting because, you know, he's this volleyball man that's really good at being a setter, I guess. But I don't know. I don't like him. Which maybe that's why I didn't like the last arc all that much.
Maybe. Bex says that the bigger bad is always introduced before the defeat of the immediate threat. That's not true. Dragon Ball Z, they always introduced them afterwards. They beat Raditz. Oh, my friends are coming. They beat their friends. Oh, Frieza. It was always after, not before.
I think it would have felt a lot more satisfying if I could have gone, oh man, that was a really interesting conclusion. Now I can go and watch the next part because it's out already. Yeah. But instead we've got to wait another like 13, 14 weeks or something before that comes out. Which I probably will watch as it airs because, you know, apparently shit gets spoiled for you if season 4 gets announced. So I'll probably do that. Maybe. I say that now. Maybe not. I don't know. But
I think it'll be one of those things where I probably won't watch it until I have to. But I don't know. Maybe I will. Like I have a weird. I mean, the thing is, you know, my overall feelings towards Haikyuu in that I do prefer Kuroko, because that seems to be the big comparison that everyone draws. Because I don't know, because they came out at a similar time. Because both sports involve a ball.
You know what? I prefer Free.
Yeah, it's true. But
Telling me.
they both work in very different ways. Like I don't think it's entirely fair to compare the two. Yeah. Because they both work with very different tropes. In that Kuroko is a lot more of a shonen action series than it is a sports series. It's kind of got the wrapper of a sports series, but it's a shonen action series.
Yeah.
At its heart, at its core. Whereas Haikyuu is, I would say, more of a traditional sports anime. Because they don't all have friggin' superpowers.
Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true.
But I guess that was one of the things that, with me, I like things that blow up and flash in my face. So my crocodile brain was going, here's the shiny, I like this. But
Meguno was Free, better than everything else. I agree with you on that. I like Kuroko more, and I also agree with you on the fact that they're not really comparable, apart from the fact that they are ball-based sports series.
It's the fact that I like Kuroko more, but that's because I like shonen action series more than I like sports series.
I think I just prefer the I don't know, the characters maybe of Kuroko. Everyone's like, it's not a fair comparison. We talked about it. Don't you worry.
We've already said Kuroko isn't realistic and is so different. We know. That's why we're saying this. Everyone seems to make this comparison, though, and I don't understand why. I think it is just because on base level, people assume they're the same.
Yeah, and apparently they're made by the same studio as well, so I guess
How dare they? Traitors.
But overall, I like Free more, so... Get out of here, Megu, with that Samazuka shit. Get out.
No, maybe you can stay, because that's the correct answer.
No.
So stay, best boy.
I'm going to take this new figure that I got today and I'm going to throw it in the bin, because Samazuka's the worst.
You make it so jelly.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put it right there. Preserve it, because it's expensive.
let's talk about some of the new characters that were introduced in season 2, because we'll talk about some of the older characters because they get development. There's one guy in particular that I want to talk about. You can probably guess already because it's probably the single most hype episode in the whole show. And I've forgotten his name, but I've forgotten everyone's bloody names.
Do you want the list?
I remember them based on their animals that they're paralleled with. That is one thing I do like about this show as well, the animal parallels. That's very Free.
I do like animal parallels.
Yeah, I like the owl.
Is it
guy.
the tall Russian guy? Because he was my new favourite.
Really? He was hilarious.
I can't say his name for the life of me because I read it as Lev, but they were like Lev.
Yeah, I like the. I think out of the new guys, my overall favourite was the Datako setter, the new guy who's really tall. He's got little feathery bits coming out the top of his head. He's got blonde hair. He's got these weird lines on the side of his face coming down, so it makes him look really old in some angles.
What was his name?
He's just hilarious how over the top he is. Although no, now that I say that, I liked him because he was silly. But my favourite new character was probably the new guy in Oikawa's team, the mad dog dude. I liked him because whenever he did anything over the top and crazy, he would go into the really sketchy art style, but he would stay in the same frame, so everything else would look the same. And there he is in a completely different art style, running across the court. Look at me, Gurren Lagann this shit. boom. There was that shot where his back was like tilted 180 degrees, and he's all like, oof.
Oh god, yeah. They had some really cool shots in that match.
It's some crazy shit.
In fact, if we're talking just for a second animation highlights, the fight between Kageyama and Hinata, like in the first few episodes where they have like a fight in the gym.
Yeah.
That looked fucking amazing. That was some of the best animation in the entire series. And that makes me a little bit sad because I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't put that into the volleyball most of the time, but it's fine.
I said this in the season 1 episode. I will say this again now. The show is yet to be that first instance when Hinata's like in junior school or whatever, and he's like trying out, and they do that one shot where he like jumps into the air from out of nowhere, and then like smacks it, and no one expects it, and he's all like really like the way that was done still impacts me to this day.
It's a very nice. It's got some really, really nice, clever shots in it. I can appreciate.
But yeah, that guy was cool. There were lots of like interesting new characters that were developed. I like the one guy who there was that one team that were all like really defeatist and like lazy. Whenever they came across anyone that they thought was stronger than them, they just gave up. And then there was that one first year that was like, no, we can do this.
Yeah, like a chicken thing.
Yeah, little. And he was like really, really hyped and overexcited and stuff. And I loved that team's dynamic because even though they were only in it for like an episode or two, there was that bit right at the end just before they lost where like the main guy was like, oh, there's no point, we've lost, it doesn't matter. And then the next thing he knows, he's running for the ball and he's going to catch. He's like, why am I doing this? I don't understand. Why am I going anyway?
Oh.
That was pretty feelsy for me, actually, to be honest, because they like finally got that spark and then they lost it. And then the next thing you see is the first year crying in the locker room, and I was just like, "Oh no, baby,
baby."
Yeah, that was cool.
I did enjoy that match. I sort of forgot about it until you mentioned it, but yeah, I did enjoy that.
The like I say, the Datako match was probably up there as one of my favourites because I love the Iron Wall imagery, especially that bit where the two guys jump up. And then the new guy like runs in and bashes into the side, and then you just see this scene of the 3 sections of the Iron Wall go.
Yeah.
Right.
I was kind of sad that they didn't win, but I knew they wouldn't anyway because of their opponent. Because I just don't like Oikawa's team that much. I don't like his school that much. I think their uniforms are shit.
Shit, mate.
Is there no foul for crashing into judges' tables?
Probably not.
Guess not.
So yeah, some of the crazy when who is it that ends up going into the table and like bottles of water go everywhere?
I think it happens a couple of times. You know, my favourite one was where I don't remember who like went to get the ball, but the coach like saw that the ball was like coming that way, and he lifted up the bench to make sure it was
like
out of the way.
moving the bench to get out of the way. Yeah, because can you imagine if he went into that? He'd have been absolutely creamed.
But yeah, that was a cool part. And actually, I really got to like the captain of Karasuno this season, Daichi. I want to say
the one who lost his tooth.
Yeah. And then they never made reference to the fact that he probably doesn't have a tooth because it came out of his mouth. Never made reference to that again after he spat it out.
Yeah, the one thing I did like about that was the mark, like the bruise. Yeah, that stayed for the rest of the season, and it was even in the second opening as well.
Yeah, I noticed that afterwards, and I was like, oh.
And I thought that was a nice touch. How that's made a lasting impact, and. But then,
I imagine it'll be there next season as well, considering next season takes place the next day.
Yes. So I think that was a good dedication to continuity, because other series probably would have just not forgotten about it, but just gotten rid of it so that it looks nicer.
Yeah.
For the Goyles.
I appreciated a lot of things. Like, there were a lot of characters that came back from the first season that I was like, you were there before? Because I didn't notice you, and I'm like, oh, that guy.
This is why I like. I mean, this is why, like we were saying before, even though it went on for a bit, the training camp was amazing. because it simply gave all the teams a great opportunity to interact outside of matches. Like, they still played games and stuff, but they were able to mix up the teams. Different people played with different people. So you got to see some new dynamics, especially when Hinata and the owl guy played together, because those two are like hype engines engage. We are amazing.
Kind of makes me wish that they just all formed to make one like super team.
And there's the bit where he says something to Hinata, like he teaches him. He teaches him how to like shoot, like the idea of shooting into guards to either break them or have them bounce back so someone else can drop it over. And he's all like, shit, I probably shouldn't have said that. I made you better. No!
I do love a lot of the characters. Like, I like the nice characters. The ones that are, like, antagonists and stuff, I genuinely just don't like.
I think it's because they do like to ham it up sometimes. Like, case in point with Kuroko. The first time they introduced, like, a proper protagonist in Kuroko, he's an absolute dick and will, like, go out of his way to hurt other people. Obviously, Oikawa's nowhere near that bad.
Yeah.
But he does have... He has, like, a sense of cynicism to him that makes him a lot more, like, abrasive than the other. Like, he has this whole thing of, like, oh, yeah, I'm the great king, all the ladies love me, and I'm cheeky. But behind all that, like I say, there is this kind of this cynicism and just this oddness that makes it so he doesn't quite fit in with the theme of the show, which is what makes him a good antagonist. Definitely. That's the whole point. But it can make him more difficult to relate to. That doesn't stop people, though.
I'm trying to look through the character list and see if there's anyone else I want to talk about in particular, but we sort of talked about Levu, or whatever you want to call him, the Russian guy.
Let's talk about townsperson B again.
Everyone seems to want to talk about... I've seen 3 characters come up repeatedly, which is Sugawara.
He's
the other setter. He's the silver-haired one who's like the most adorable, precious baby in the world.
Oh, the sub.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's not a new character though, is he? He's an existing.
Yeah, most of them are existing characters, but we'll give them a mention anyway because people keep bringing them up. Who was the other one?
What was the scaredy cat's name? Begins with an F, I think.
That's what I'm looking for.
Because we need to talk about him. We definitely need to talk about him.
Sugawara. Fuck, I've lost it.
Tsukishima just went full blown tsundere in this season. Like before,
I enjoyed his backstory though.
Yeah, his backstory was cool. I like his new glasses that he's got. He's looking very Yu Narukami now. But because in the first season he was just a knob, but now he's all like, oh well, that's your job. You should be able to do that. And he's like, he doesn't do the thumbs up, obviously, but he kind of, in his own special way, he's like started praising people. I'm just like, oh, he's trying.
Oh, it was when he praised Yamaguchi, is the guy's name who we're trying to talk about.
Yes.
When he praised him, and he was like, well, of course you'd serve it that way. You've been practicing more than anyone else on your serves.
It's just like, way to go about it.
Compliment.
But no, yeah, Yamaguchi is the man of this season. Just, oh my god. Like, that was the one moment.
First, and then he came in and just fucking basically saved them from being eliminated.
It's the bit where, like, he walks in from out of shot, and you just kind of like see his leg. And then the guy turns around and goes, yeah, I know. Leave it. You'll get your turn, don't worry. And then the camera does the crazy 360 pan round, and it's friggin' Yamaguchi. And I was just like, what?
I was like, well, it went so well last time. This is clearly a great idea.
Yeah, but then you get the whole like flashback of him being like, oh, so angry about it, and then he did it. He didn't just do it. He friggin' aced them. Like no one even touched it.
Wasn't it like 5 points that he got in total?
Overall, something ridiculous like that. Yeah, I love the first shot where like he hits it and they just leave it because they think it's going to go out, and it just kind of goes boop. So good. Like that was easily my favourite moment of the entire season, and I think the reason why it's my favourite moment is because it came out of nowhere. Like, and that's what I love about this. This is good writing at its like zenith, which is where a kind of something has happened, like a plot point has been introduced, where in their previous match, Yamaguchi tried and he failed, and at the time we were just like, what the fuck? Why have you brought him on? Why have you brought him on to do to set him up to fall like this? What's going on? And it kind of did its own little thing. Like it broke up the, like they kind of tried to explain it away by saying, oh, it broke the pace and it changed things up a little bit and allowed us to get a bit more of headway before we end up ultimately losing. But nothing more is said about it until this point, until the point that he turns up and he is ready to go round 2, ding ding, bang, back of the net. And that's when they introduce it, and you just go, oh yes, this was a thing. This is awesome. And it's just like suddenly this retribution out of nowhere.
Yeah. I liked him. I thought he was good.
So he's immediately just gone straight up the ladder to one of my favourite characters. He
was one of those characters that I was like, didn't really think much about. I was like, oh, he's just there, isn't he?
He's like the main, I guess he's the core example of a character that, because everyone else grew on screen. So like you got Hinata, Tsukishima, like everyone, they all kind of had their moments of growth on screen. So we get to see them develop through the course of the series. But of course, because Yamaguchi's a sub, we don't see that. And it's not until he appears again, it's just like, oh, you were practicing too. What a surprise. Mm-hmm. And you get to see it pay off. Yeah.
That payoff, yeah, it was cool. It was cool. I'll admit, he's cool. Okay, you win. You win. Everyone, I don't know. Everyone who wanted me to talk about him. Well, not me, us. We need to talk about the meat dance.
What? The meat dance? When they're... Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's literally just that for about 5 seconds.
It's a choo-choo train.
Yeah. It was funny. Yeah.
There you go, we talked about it. It was funny.
I'm trying to think of anything else that I might want to bring up.
The comedy in the show was on point. Like it
came at the right time.
Good. Yeah, it's so good.
I did like the fact that they got so excited about a barbecue and excited about.
It's just the excited as I get about barbecues. So
you do the dance. Are you like, ooh, it's time?
Well, that's why I didn't really react to it like it was a new thing, because I do that all the time. So
there you go.
The meat dance isn't a new thing for me. What was I going to say? Well, I think one of my favourite things, just because I expected it every time, is just it did get a bit annoying towards the end though. It's just whenever someone on Oikawa's team makes a serve, oh! I started doing it on my own. Like when they didn't do it, I would do it.
Just do it for the other team. Although not everyone. Like, it seems like not very many people on the Karasuno team. There's 3 of them, so that's like half a team's worth. But they don't know how to do those sort of, like, running serves.
Yeah, that's true. Also, like, nobody, like Oikawa's team and Datako and all of them, they had, like, loads of people from the school turn up. Karasuno had, like, 2 alumni, Ryu's sister, and Townsperson B. That was their crowd.
Well, it looks like next season they might have more of a one. That was a cool moment, actually, when they went back to the school and then all the students were, like, hanging out the windows going, yeah! That was cool. That was
cool.
Go
to the finals! Hopefully. I mean, they did have a few people, like, swinging the banner and stuff, I suppose. No, the banner was just there.
The banner was just there. I forgot that they had a banner, to be honest.
I will stand firm though and say that Karasuno's banner is the coolest banner of the lot when it just says "fly" on it. It's just like yes.
Yeah. I like the whole Karasuno aesthetic. I like the black and the orange and stuff. I think I like it more because of Kageyama and Hinata being the 2 main characters. One having orange hair and one having black hair, so that just looks so fucking good.
Speaking of that, the one thing that I was kind of hoping to see. Hi, Chris. one thing that I was kind of hoping to see in this series, which I didn't get, sadly, it was you get a small little tease of like, oh look, there he is. I wanted to learn more about Little Giant.
Yeah.
And like the only thing that we really learned about him in this season was that Ryu's sister had a massive crush on him,
or at least
it intimated that she did.
It's just they keep alluding to it, and I've just got this horrible feeling that they're never gonna.
I want Hinata to meet him. Like that is it's the whole build fighters try. I want them to meet Sayori kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want him to appear because like it wasn't that long ago when he was a thing, so he's still around.
No, he could meet him. He's probably like
he's in college,
in some sort of like older volleyball club, to be honest.
Because if he's like the same age as Ryu's sister, or was he a year older? I can't remember. In school at the same time, then he's probably in college or something. So there's still a chance. I was just hoping that something would happen in this season.
I imagine that if that ever happens, it's going to be like the final thing that Haikyuu ever does.
Yeah,
right?
Probably.
They're gonna save it for the finale, I guess. But I feel that at that point, I might be like, no matter what they do, this is somehow going to be a little bit anticlimactic because it's just going to be this dude who we've never seen before.
It'd be nice to like introduce him at least, or not introduce him, but like kind of have him appear in the background.
Yeah.
To be like, oh yeah, the conspiracy theory that the meek teacher guy, like the student teacher, is him. He's dyed his hair brown.
That would be funny if they were just like, oh, it's you. Okay.
I quit volleyball because I got a girlfriend and she thought it was a bit gay. And judging by these two seasons of anime, it is a bit gay.
I don't know. I'm genuinely trying to think of other stuff to say about it.
He was there all along. Surely people would know though. Like if it was actually him.
They do keep referencing this mysterious little giant man.
Little giant man.
Excuse me, Mr. Little Giant Man.
Oh,
I'm making myself chuckle. Ugh.
This is the best stream ever.
It's the least professional one we've ever done, but that's fine. Have we missed anything, chat?
Why don't you give us some of your comments on we can discuss further, because we've done this before when we run out of things to say. We what's the word? Delegate to the chat.
Yes, we do. Come on, it's your chance to have.
Kinross brings up a good point that maybe he got hit in the face really hard with a volleyball, got so injured that he had to quit, but also because of the damage that was caused, they don't recognise him.
Yeah, maybe. And
maybe he got amnesia, like Golden Time style. So like he doesn't know either. So not even he knows that he's the little giant. Maybe he'll get hit in the face with a ball, and he'll get all his memories back, and then he'll be like, "Oh, suddenly
it was me."
It'll be a Death Note moment. He'll hold the volleyball in his hands and go, "Oh, I am the little giant." He just runs out into the volleyball court and beats the whole entire team on his own.
The doujinshi of Haikyuu is stellar. 10 out of 10 would recommend. You should send some of that to Pat, because I'm sure Pat would appreciate it, because he is a total fudanshi, so...
Are we using that term now? Yep. Since recording the next season preview, the term, what was it? Fudanshi.
Fudanshi.
Been coined.
So, that's Pat. Go and call him a fudanshi on Twitter and send him pictures of Hinata and Kageyama, I guess. That's probably a pairing. That's probably the pairing, so...
Yeah, the only pairing, probably. No, that'd be more than that, but...
Considering I found out the other day that Makoto and Sosuke are a pairing, yeah, I'd say probably...
I'm not surprised, because Because Sosuke does. I made this comment before. Sosuke just looks like evil Makoto. He literally does just look like Makoto with black hair and blue eyes.
Oh god, can I tell you like the most Fujoshi thing anyone has ever told me about?
Okay.
Okay, so there is a Tumblr page where someone takes audio snippets from separate things of different voice actors and makes them, like, edits them to make it sound like they're having sex. And they made this, like, threesome between Makoto, Kisumi, and Sosuke, with, like, added bed squeaks in the background.
Oh my god. There are going to be people in the chat now going, links, need a link now.
I don't know the link. I could find the link if people really want it, but I'm not responsible for anything you hear on that website.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I forgot about
people
it.
Would go that far.
It just popped in my head.
Oh, that's incredible.
Oh my god. Whew.
Under the collar now, you're thinking about it. It's like,
I'm just...
bed squeaks.
It was the bed squeaks that made it weird.
Were they like out of time with it as well? Were they just like randomly?
No, they were in time with the whole thing.
Oh.
Like with the grunts, there was bed squeaks, there were squidgy noises as well, which I don't want to know about. So.
Ooh.
Link, please.
After the link already.
Right.
I knew Chi'd be on it.
Alright, let's see if I can find it.
Oh god.
Right, so everyone, I'm not going to put this in chat because I can't, but it's bishonenpalace.tumblr.com.
Bishonen Palace. Amazing.
Wait, has it started playing music? Because I'm scared if it has.
The
It started playing music somewhere and I don't know where. Go away.
people sometimes, if it's a Tumblr page, then people sometimes have music embedded in it.
Yeah, but I'm
Can you imagine if they just put
knowing
on
the
the
content
tracks?
of that page. I don't want to find out because they also put background music in sometimes. So,
Oh man.
like, you know,
So
the
maybe if you listen to that music enough, you'd start to hear the sultry tones of Sosuke, Kisumi, and Makoto. There we go.
fucking weird. I love the internet, but sometimes it's really weird.
Mm-hmm. It is an odd place.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Sure. What Ebby does with her free time? No.
Bishonen.tumblr.com.
Apparently,
You're the one there. You're there in Audacity, splicing them all together, going, they'll never know it was...
Secretly, it's me.
I know it can't... The thing is, I know it can't be you, because you would never ship Sosuke with anyone, so...
It ships Sosuke with his lonely self.
Did nothing wrong, man. Did nothing wrong.
I don't know if I can find it. Instantly finds it. Okay, maybe I knew. Apparently.
Being shy, that was all it was.
I don't know if there's any Haikyuu themed ones because, you know, it would be appropriate to link you to that one, but I don't think that's a thing. Haikyuu is now the second most popular fanfiction topic behind Attack on Titan, apparently.
Wow.
That's fucking impressive.
It's done well. It's just because it's got all that material, all those boys. It's because it's the whole fan fiction goes one of two ways. You've either got angst or you've got fluff. So Haikyuu sorts out all the fluff, and you've got Attack on Titan for all the angst. That's what it is.
Do like my fluff, not so much. Man, back in the day, you could make anything angsty. I used to write Beyblade fanfiction when I was like 11 or 12.
Yeah, man.
And it was the most angsty thing in the world. There you go. That should have been one of those tweet things, you know.
Bizarre Jelly 5 trivia for you.
Bizarre Jelly 5 trivia. I used to write fan fiction. Maybe if I ever hit like something stupid like 50,000 subs, I'll read some of it on camera.
Yes!
It has to be a goal that I'll never achieve because I don't want to do it.
You have to do it, but you also have to do it blind. So you can't pre-read it. You have to just know what it is and go straight in. And just embrace the cringe as you go through it. That'd be so good. I might start botting just to get you to 50,000 subs.
You fucking bot me, man. As soon as I read the fan fiction, suddenly I go back down to 8,000.
Everyone leaves.
Oh, okay. Right, what else can we talk about that's not Beyblade fan fiction?
We should probably
Quick to Ebby's Wikipedia page. Yes, that very legitimate Wikipedia page that I have. I don't have a Wikipedia page.
You have one?
I have a page on the YouTube Wikia. Don't know why.
Was one?
Why is Alan such a bum? That is a good question. Hi, Alan.
Hey, Alan. This is weird because you're in the Skype chat, but you've probably muted us or something. I don't know.
This is just listening to us talk about fan fiction and edits that make it sound like men are having sex.
Well, day, isn't it, hanging out with us?
Yeah. Fan fiction is the Pornhub of the discerning lady. I can't think of anything else to talk about in regards to Haikyuu.
Neither can I, really. It was good.
It was good. I thought it was alright. So,
it was good. It was good. I feel like it could have been better, but it was Haikyuu, wasn't it? We were going to enjoy it regardless. That was the thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that was the thing. Like Haikyuu set the bar, like season 1 set the bar, and then I feel like season 2, apart from a couple of things, sort of played it safe.
Yeah.
It didn't do anything to exceed where the bar had been set, apart from, like I say, a couple of little bits. But it also didn't go down in quality. It stayed the same. So as a result, I enjoyed it, but it still leaves me wanting more. Or just give me that final match with Shiratorizawa. Come on, you've been building up to it for 2 seasons now.
I'm definitely excited about the 3rd season, but I wonder where it's going to go. Like, they either lose and then they're not in the tournament anymore, or they win and that school isn't a threat anymore. Yeah,
it's weird, isn't it? Like, no spoilers, please, for people who've read the manga, but I wouldn't be surprised if they lose.
Yeah, I don't think I would either. And then we're just I feel like we're just going to go back to square one and there's just going to be like another training camp after it where they learn new stuff and do the same thing again, which is what worries me. So it's the
way it works, isn't it? But then, who knows? Like, it could go either way. It would be a bit strange, I suppose, if they meet this new team that have been bigged up as the strongest team that have never lost a match ever, and then they win.
Yeah.
I think that would be a bit unrealistic. But
yeah, I would say that would be quite unrealistic as well, but we'll see, I guess. We'll see next season. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll see next year, because I don't know how long it's going to go on for, but...
Sarah, the thing is, it's done. Sarah says it's done its job. Then, if it leaves you wanting more, there are 2 kinds of wanting more. There's being excited. There's wanting more, and then there's feeling unfulfilled, and that's I'm kind of a 50-50 split of both. Like, I enjoyed this and I want more, but I feel like there are things that I should have seen already, like things that I'm now waiting for and getting impatient about.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out one day. What would you say your score is?
I'm trying to remember what I gave Haikyuu season 1.
I had to look back.
This is the thing, like, it's solid. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like Bex, you seem to be commenting as if I don't like it, which is entirely untrue. It's just I just because I'm not like, oh my god, Haikyuu is the best thing ever. Hinata is such a cutie. Doesn't mean I don't like it. I do really enjoy it. I just think that it's not infallible. There are problems. And for that reason, like I want to say that I gave season 1. I want to say I gave it a 7.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have given it a 7. So this gets the same score. Like, it's got to have the same score because of the reasons I just said before. It didn't break the mold in any way. And not in terms of it being a sports anime. It's always going to follow the tropes and the medium of being a sports anime. I just mean in relation to itself. It didn't do anything to raise or lower the bar. But it was still a very enjoyable show to watch. Like I say, a lot of it is the fact that I wasn't in the right mindset at the time that I watched it. So as a result, I'm going to put it on ice and say it's still a 7 until season 3 blows it out the water. Fingers crossed.
That'll do. What are the stakes in Kuroko? Teppei has to retire, so they need to win to live his dream.
No Meteor Jam, 0 out of 10. Meteor Jam is the best jam, especially on fruit toast.
Oh, apparently it's spoilery to talk about that, so spoilers for Kuroko 5 seconds ago, sorry. Okay, I think I've got it with chat. Like I said, didn't feel like there was much to talk about here because we've already done an episode on Haikyuu.
Yeah.
And again, I don't feel like it made any vast improvements. And where it did, I feel like it also did things that I didn't like as much as the first season. So it sort of wibbles a bit for me. But I said a 7 last time, and I would stick with 7 again. So 14 out of 20. Pretty good. Pretty good. Worth a watch. And yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That was probably the shortest episode of OKKO ever.
Yeah, well, we can do, since there's new people here, we can do the roundup of stuff that we announced at the start of the episode.
Well, the other thing is, as well as the whole thing of, there's going full circle and talking about why we're doing what we're doing. Because there's only 2 of us, it was invariably going to be shorter. Mm-hmm. I think the only reason that the Kekkai Sensen episode went on for as long as it did was because I rambled for bloody ages. That's what I do. I did really like it. Oh, but because I really enjoyed it, obviously that was, well, all you need to do is when we do the season preview, you will see rambling at its finest.
That's coming out in the next week or so, probably.
Wicked. That is one thing you can look forward to. So we may be going on hiatus, but you've got the season preview to look forward to. And I don't know, what did you think about the season preview?
I thought it was fun. Although at one point I was like, am I going to miss this E3 press conference that's on at this time?
We were all very tired. I think that was the problem, wasn't it? Especially when we went into part 3. We were all very tired. I was like, I'd been waiting, because part 3 has the show that you guys are all curious about in terms of me. So, of course, I was like, this is the moment that I've been waiting for. I'm going to go to town on it. But because I was so tired, I just ended up being like, yeah, it's going to be really good. It's going to be really, really good. I like it a lot, yeah. I go into more detail, but yeah, it was fun.
For context, that press conference that I thought I was going to miss because of the recording of the seasonal videos was at 3 a.m. So just to put into context, that's how early it was.
Hi, Lou. Yeah. So shall we reiterate what's going on?
Yeah. Would you mind doing it? Because my voice.
Yeah. I'll do it this time. I need some water, but I'll live.
You can go and grab water. I'll entertain these guys until you do that. Talk about the summer season. There will be videos coming out about it soon. New talk in Rambu soon. I hope so. I've just got to get everyone together at a good time. Sam Flam 2. Nah, mate. Yo.
Right. So
that was a quick water break.
I just
appreciate that.
Yeah, that was fast. Right. So after this episode, we are taking a break, and unlike last time, it is a break for an undetermined amount of time. Because we usually try to be very organised when it comes to OKKO, and like hats off. Unfortunately, I don't have my hat; it's still in Shrewsbury. But hats off to Ebby, because she is the reason why OKKO has been as organised as it is for the 2 years that we've been doing this.
Has it really been that long?
It's been, I want to say it's been 2 years.
Oh my lord. Let's have a look at the videos.
When was the first video published? Or the first, when was the
Yeah,
first
it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. So we've been doing
Holy
this for 2 years. And the only reason why we've been doing this for 2 years and been able to keep up with it and have everything organised is because of you. And this is your baby, and you've seen the baby grow up.
Baby's grown up. It's flying the nest.
No, it's not. It's staying home forever.
Oh, people are saying thank you.
Yeah, good, because you deserve it. Like, this was, I remember Kitacon a couple of years back when this was merely a glimmer in your eye. And
that's such a creepy sentence.
It is, and that's why I said it. I was like, I could make this analogy, sod it. But yeah, and now here we are, and we've come this far, and there have been problems and stuff. And I think the issue that we're having now is that all of the little problems that we've had up until this point have all kind of reared their heads again at the same time. It's kind of a perfect storm of stuff that means that we can't really do it at the moment going forward. So, as Ebby explained at the start of the stream, she's got a lot going on at the moment, and she also has an issue with her vocal cords, which means that if something isn't entirely working, it's more beneficial to her to put it on the back burner and save her voice as much as possible, which I think is more than fair. And OKKO isn't exactly doing it for us at the moment for several reasons. Alan obviously is a very, very big part of OKKO. He's been with us since the start. He's still with us now. He's the reason that we can stream at all.
He's a bit like Ghost Bannery, like people are mentioning. He's like in the background, sort of floating, like, oh, I'm here, but you can't really tell. He's the one who hosts the stream still, so. And
obviously, like we mentioned this a few episodes back, but Alan has gone on, like, has just, like, stepped back from the internet as a whole because his interests have changed, and he's basically trying to work out where he is and what he wants to do, which is absolutely fine. And we have done our best to kind of move forward regardless, but we've run into a few issues with that, in that doing a show with just the pair of us, while on paper was fine because, like, we've got good chemistry, it's difficult to sustain an hour and a half long show when you've got two people if, for example, those two people aren't really that bothered about the show. And like I said before, like with the 3-person dynamic, you can have one person that's not into the show and doesn't have a lot to say, and the other two will carry the banner. And I think a good example of that, well, the only other example of that is probably Kekai Sensen, where you didn't have a whole lot to say, and it kind of felt like that hot, because I think that one's like an hour and 40 minutes long. Let me just check.
I think it was quite a long episode, yeah.
It was a pretty long episode, and I remember... Oh no, it was only an hour long. It felt like a lot longer.
It felt really long. Like Kekai Sensen as a whole felt like it was about 4 million hours long.
But that, like, the whole, like, the entirety of that stream, it did just feel like me trying to drag answers out of you. Like, this is what I thought. What did you think?
And the thing is, if we take a break, we can sort of see if Alan gains an interest in it again, and if he doesn't, we could potentially look for another co-host to fill his shoes until
the 3-person dynamic. Because the other issue as well is, obviously, with what Alan had been doing up until this point, he had a lot more connections in the anime YouTube scene than we did. He also isn't as much of a pussy as we are.
Kind of wimps when it comes to asking people for favors and if they want to be a part of things. So
yeah, exactly. Like we're both very nervous people, and I'm terrible at talking to people that I'm not very familiar with, and that has gotten worse in recent months. Like, well, as you guys full well know, or anyone that knows me, when Emily went back to America, my mental health went through the friggin' floor. And as a result of that, I'm still trying to recover, like, bits of myself that I had back then. And I'm more or less there. But one thing that I've always had an issue with is talking to people that I'm not entirely familiar with. And that's not their fault. That's my fault. And so I think we both have a similar problem with that. So getting guests on the show that aren't people that we already know very well, which was supposed to be one of the key points of OKKO, was we were going to get people on that we don't know that well to try and build these bridges. And it worked for the most part with some people. But
I nominate Matt as tribute. You know what? I would love to have Matt on at some point.
Yeah, Matt, Lou. There are a few people that I can think of. It was just getting it sorted. And what else? Oh, me, personally. I did this thing where work was very quiet for a while. I wasn't really doing anything at work because we had nothing coming in. And as a result, I had a lot more energy in my free time. And as a result of that, I got motivated. And my big problem, like my Achilles heel, is when I get motivated, I try and do everything. I try and take that little spark of motivation and stretch it as far as it'll go. So I was doing this, and I tried to reboot my YouTube channel, and I had my other YouTube channel. I was live streaming. I was going to the gym. I was working full time, and I was trying to do all those things at once. And so naturally, it just got to a point where I broke again, and I just had to take it. As soon as that motivation was gone, I just dropped all the plates.
Yeah.
And as a result, I've made the executive decision that I need to take a step back, like a proper step back, and make this a lot more of a casual thing while work is the way that it is. Because since then, work has gotten busy, so I'm spending more of my energy on work. And I want to as well, because I'm in a good place. I want to progress within that company, so I feel like I should prioritize that, at least in the short term.
Sorry.
It's all right. So that's where I'm at. Like in my head, like mental health wise, I'm okay. Still a bit wobbly. I have moments like today where I went out to get some pizza and I literally wanted to kill everyone that I came across. But I'm pretty sure everyone has moments like that.
Yeah.
So, and it's like we were saying, we just weren't really feeling it.
Like, I don't think the streams, like, I've come away from some of the streams just thinking that was bad. Like, that wasn't a good stream. And that's not how I want to feel about any of the episodes of OKKO that we do.
Just having, like, days like today. I mean, actually, overall, I've had a lot of fun tonight. But I did spend the majority of today dreading the stream.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I was in the mood. I was just like, I don't want to do it. And that's not what it should be. Like, when we were first doing it, it should have been like, we used to get into a call like half an hour early and then spend that first half an hour getting absolutely mental hype about it.
Yeah.
That was back in the day that we used to do pre-shows on Justin TV.
Man.
We used to do pre-shows, post-shows. Used to be
DJ.
Crazy. Plug DJ.
Which is a thing again.
Yeah,
so.
It was a good experience. I think and I guess that's the crux of it. The main point is OKKO isn't what it used to be, but it's not. We're not doing.
We've also had to become like sort of disassociated from a website that was called OKKO. So it's.
So like we're not doing like the issues that are surrounding OKKO Anime Club isn't a Podtaku thing. Like, so it is in all likelihood going to come back soon. It's just a case of we need to figure out and get into a position where we want to make this like what it can be and what it used to be. Because obviously with the situation like that, there was no turning back. Like, lines had been crossed, things had happened, there was no way to kind of claw back what that podcast used to be. Whereas we can, with a bit more time and a bit more effort, we can do what we used to do. It's just we don't have that right now.
But when we have more time and more energy and I feel better and, things are sorted out everywhere and everyone is happier and more healthy and
when Emily's back and I haven't got 18 million reports on my desk to do,
And when I don't have vocal nodes, that would be also quite nice.
Yeah. But yeah, when we come back, we want to do a proper job. That's basically how we feel right now.
And we'll probably go for shorter shows, no long 25 episode things, unless we're taking like
unless it's something that we really want to do.
Yeah, like probably JoJo's, the new season of JoJo's, which is going to be 39 episodes long, so we'll figure that out.
Yeah. So there's stuff that we do want to do. There's stuff that we want to do. We probably do JoJo's. That'll probably be one of the things that we come back with, to be fair. Like, I have every intention of coming back at probably the end of next season, potentially. We just don't want to set anything in stone because we don't want to set an expectation.
Mm-hmm. So
we don't want to feel obliged.
Maybe before we come back, we'll do like a chill catch-up chinwag Q&A.
We'll do what we did like last time. I was looking through the videos. That Q&A stream has got the most views out of a lot of our videos.
Huh?
So the return stream has 2.6 thousand views. Nearly every other video since Nobunaga Concerto has got 1.7, right? Reborn's got 1.6. Oremonogatari's got 2.7. And then it goes, the return stream, 2.6. One Punch Man, 1.2. Kekai Sensen, 1K. Aoharu, 900. Seraph at the End, 1,000. And it's just like, it just goes down and down and down. Yeah. So yeah, it's like, that stream was one of our more popular videos. We don't have the magnetic
pull that Alan has, but... Yeah. I would like to get in touch with some more YouTubers in the off time and just be like, hey, would you be down to be on OKKO?
It's clearly down to the amazing thumbnail, I agree.
Clearly. So yeah.
There you go. So that's the state of play at the moment. We're going away for a bit, but we promise that we will be back. We just don't know when.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be in the Plug DJ room every time I'm trying to do work and wanting to listen to music.
Maybe if we feel like it, we can. Why don't we just do random streams?
Why not?
Well, then again, you do streams every now and again, don't you? Anyway, in line with your Patreon thing. So
yeah, it would be cool if we did some OKKO stuff as well. Yeah. Because last time we were like, yeah, we'll definitely do streams until we come back, and then we did none. So
yeah. As far as I'm concerned,
keep in touch with the community.
Yeah, I definitely I don't want to disappear entirely. I'm taking a step back. Personally, when it comes to anime, I've not done an Alan and just decided that but felt like anime isn't for me right now. It's more a case of I struggle with. I don't want to say, because this sounds like I'm trying to say a specific thing, but I'll explain. The issue that I have with anime at the moment is the fandom, but not in the sense of, the fandom is toxic. It's more a case of, when you're a part of the anime fandom, there is an expectation to keep up with everything and be able to be on top of all the seasonal shows and know what you're talking about and all this stuff. And I'm just not in a position where I want to do that. I tried with last season, and I stayed up to date with everything for a while, and then just went, I'm going to play Dark Souls instead.
What I do is I go, man, I'm going to watch so much anime this season, and then I watch the first 3 episodes of everything as it is, and then I just stop.
But then that makes me feel like shit, because I feel like, I'm obliged to do this, because otherwise I don't know what I'm talking about within the sphere that I'm part of, that I immerse myself in every day. But where I'm sitting there going, I want to watch Joker Game. I really want to watch Joker Game because it's a really good series. But you know what I actually really want to watch? Trigun.
Yeah.
I want to go back and watch it. I bought Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood on DVD last week. I'd rather just watch that than anything else.
Dude, have you seen the Ultimate Edition of Full Metal Alchemist, the original series?
Yeah.
It's the fucking Gate of Truth. It's so fucking cool. And you get a certificate when you order it with your name on it. And an alchemist names for you.
I'm not sure how I feel about their pricing scheme though. Where it was if you pre-order it in the first 3 weeks or whatever, it's this price, and then it's this price.
What month does that come out? Because I ordered that, so I should probably know. Hold on. think it's October. I want to say it's October. October 31st.
I'm going to, so I've got Brotherhood, so that'll tide me over. I'm going to wait and see what they are doing with the Escaflowne Ultimate Edition, and then I'll probably go in on that. Escaflowne, yeah. But yeah, there's just I just want to go back and watch older shows that I enjoyed. Trigun OKKO, yeah, right. It's a shame that it's not available to stream anywhere, I don't think.
Yeah, it's a shame that I made up these stupid rules that make it so we can't watch any old shows.
Well, it's not that it's stupid. It makes a lot of sense. It needs to be accessible to everyone. That, we can't say, oh, go on Kiss Anime and watch Trigun.
I mean, there are people in the anime community that probably would have done that, but our anime industry in the UK is kind of shit, so it's nice to support it whenever the fuck you can.
And it's doing a lot better. It's trying very hard. So, good work, UK anime community.
We've got Funimation now, so I guess I'll get to check that out in the meantime and see if it's like a viable option for us to do OKKO through.
It's pretty good. What do you call it? I pay for their service at the moment. I'm probably going to cancel simply because I'm not using it right now. But it's a very good service. It's quite expensive for their all access. It's more expensive than Crunchyroll, and you get less shows. So that's a bit of a bummer. But you get My Hero Academia, so swings and roundabouts.
Yu-Gi-Oh! OKKO Never. It was on the list for a very long time. I think it's still on the list of potential shows that we could do.
The thing is, if we did Yu-Gi-Oh!, I think what we would have to do is do a watch-along where we just stream ourselves watching it, and other people can turn it on.
That would be cool. We should all get together and just watch Yu-Gi-Oh! It would be great.
But it would just be 3 hours of me going, check his pulse, Yugi! Or some people call me Yu-Gi-Oh!
We would have to watch Duelist Kingdom again.
I remember. Do you remember when we watched Duelist Kingdom and you were around mine at the old flat? And then there was that bit that we'd both forgotten where Atem introduces himself in the flashback. And he literally, some people call me Yu-Gi-Oh! And we just lost our shit.
Literally no one does that. Literally no one at any point ever calls you Yu-Gi-Oh!
I think they just didn't translate it, did they? If he'd said some people call me the king of games, that would have made sense.
I guess they didn't have enough lip movements, so they were just some people call me Yu-Gi-Oh!
Didn't stand a ghost of a chance.
What's the request, Chi?
Oh
man.
My throat is going mental.
Some people call me Yu-Gi-Oh!
Check his pulse, Yugi.
So good. I never want to see the sub of Yu-Gi-Oh! I just love the dub so much.
It's brilliant.
And they announced fucking a Tem figure, Egyptian Tem figure.
Yeah.
So hype.
He looks
I'm gonna get rid of one of my other Yugis for him. Because I have two of them.
Cutthroat. Oh dear.
Monster Musume.
We were going to do
the list.
It is on the list. I want to do Monster Musume. I would just spend the whole time being there needs to be more Kobold Girl, because she's the best. She's like a dog girl, and she wears fitness attire. It's the best thing ever.
I would pay to watch you guys watch anime.
Please do Ghost Stories dub. That would be insanely good. But yeah, we will maybe
something we look into in the future.
Maybe at Amicon we can get together and just have a roundtable discussion about how we want to do things going forward.
Yeah.
But once we have, we'll keep you guys in the
loop.
Cool.
So follow the Twitter. Follow both of us on Twitter. I think our handles are below us. I'm not looking at the layout, so I do not know.
Alan said he updated mine, and I heard.
Yeah, yours is updated. So
Murder of Crows. So
down there, if you have Twitter. If not, keep an eye on this channel because we usually schedule things before they happen. Anyway, so what we'll do is when we decide that we want to come back, we'll do a chill stream and we'll announce stuff.
Do you remember the good old days when we used to schedule the next stream immediately after the previous one?
Man, that was a good time. And as soon as we did that hiatus before, we've never done it since.
And again, I think it's just because we never quite got back that hype. We were focused and we were engaged on it then, and we knew what we were doing. But ever since that first hiatus, I feel like we've been struggling to get back on that level, because our hearts just haven't been in it.
No. What's the request, Kinross? And then we'll probably end.
And then because my throat is kicking my ass right now. That's my own fault. I drank 2 cans of Coke Zero, so that's my own fault.
Coke Zero? Of course it's your fault. You should have gone Coke Cherry or full fat Coke. Yeah.
No, can't go full fat. I want to diet, Ebby. So I drink Coke. It's a bit of an oxymoron, but it's like, my thought is, it's the lesser of 2 evils. Yes, it's got horrible chemicals in it, but whatever.
Come on, Kinross. Thank you for singing.
He's done it on purpose to keep us in the stream forever. School
days.
With Kinross as a guest.
Valentine's Day next year. We're doing
School days. Confirmed. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Should we leave it there?
Yeah, I think so. So, again, I said this last time we went on hiatus, but thank you so much for coming to the stream. Thank you for Cam being here every other week that we do this, sometimes on a schedule. Like, it's hard to say exactly what we do. But the community that we have around OKKO Anime Club is my favourite part of it. So
we have a great community. Like, it's one thing that I've always stand firm with, even on my own channel. Like, the people that follow me on my channel is probably one of the better communities. Even for that short period of time where I was talking about anime, I didn't get any dickheads, which was fantastic. Like, I kind of thought I was opening the next OKKO on Inferno Cop. Yes, please. Let's do it. Inferno Cop! I need to cosplay Inferno Cop so bad. I was going to do it for Amicon, but I don't have time.
I was going to do many things for Amicon, but it hasn't happened. But
I will cosplay again one day.
I want to cosplay new Breath of the Wild Link because he's so pretty.
Isn't like half naked?
Only sometimes. You can make him shirtless.
I haven't actually seen any footage apart from like these GIFs, and it was just like, I think it was it was one that I saw on Tumblr, and it was just this one of like Link, and he like kicks the chest to open it, and it opens. He's like, oh my god, my leg.
Yeah, apparently if you kick the chest where you're not wearing shoes, he hurts his foot.
It's like, Link, you're such a derp. It's amazing.
I love him. Cosplay one day.
If you want to hang out with me, I do regular streams on Twitch. I'm playing Dark Souls 3 at the moment. I will be playing Tokyo Mirage Sessions FE Sharp when that arrives in my mailbox.
Oh, that's soon. Oh dear.
It's very soon, end of the month. In fact, it's in a couple of days.
Well, I'm probably not going to be able to pay for my pre-order, so maybe I'll get that at one point.
If you're interested in that, give a follow to The Nth Human on Twitch, because it was linked to my old voice acting stuff, but that's been put on hold as well for the same reasons that this is going on hold and all my other stuff is going on hold and hold.
Holdy hold.
But yeah, streams is probably the one thing that will still carry on because it's bloody easy. In fact, I will probably stream some Dark Souls tomorrow, so if you're interested in that.
Cam, get Overwatch, and then when I get Overwatch, we can play Overwatch together.
Okay. I'll get it when I get paid. Because I've got my friend, one of my friends on Tumblr, has been itching for me to get it. So the only annoying thing is he's on the American server, and I get lag out of the arse when I play on the server.
Junkrat is bae. I'll leave you with that. And also, you can find me over on my YouTube channel. That's the only thing that I really have. But some of my friends are doing... They're not all my friends because there's like 70 people at this event, but some of the people who are at this event are my friends, so I thought I would plug it while we're here. Zeldathon is a thing that is happening right now, and Zeldathon are raising money for Direct Relief, which is a very, very good charity that do lots and lots of good work. And they've raised like $50,000 so far. So if you want to go and give them some support, tweet about them, whatever. I will try and place a link in the Twitch chat, YouTube chat. So if you want to go and check that out, feel free. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's
Cool.
it.
Let's round off then. Thank you guys all so much for your support. It's always been appreciated, no matter how we feel when we do these streams. And we'll see you all again very soon.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Ike says bye too. Say
Don't
goodbye,
cry,
Ike.
babe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.